to the 2018 NIRSA Annual Conference in sunny Denver, Colorado. To get this evening opening general session started, please welcome to the stage NIRSA President Bill Crockett and NIRSA Executive Director Pam Watts.
Hello, NIRSA.
Hello.
Yeah. And welcome to Denver. Pam, look at all these great humans of NIRSA that joined us tonight. We're getting ready to kick off NIRSA 2018. So I want to hear it out there. You want to get it started? Yeah. Okay. But here's where I need to be a little bit more formal. Colleagues and special guests, welcome to the 2018 NIRSA Annual Conference and Campus Rec and Wellness Exposition. My name is Bill Crockett, and I am honored to serve as your NIRSA President.
And I am Pam Watts, and I have the honor of serving as your Executive Director. I'm really excited to be here today with Bill and with all of you for the official kickoff of the 2018 NIRSA Annual Conference and Recreation and Wellness Expo. So without further ado, we're going to get started. To help set the stage for our time here in Denver, we have a very special guest and local resident, Brian Kitts. Brian is co-founder of the You Can Play project, and he's going to offer a local welcome to all of us who've traveled far and wide to get here. The You Can Play project was launched in 2012 with the mission of ensuring the safety and inclusion for LGBTQ athletes and coaches. The project has partners such as the Colorado High School Activities Association, as well as sports organizations such as the NHL and the MLS. There's even many campus recreation departments who've created You Can Play videos in support of this initiative. The host committee is thrilled to have Brian, a local resident, here as our speaker to welcome us to Denver for the 2018 annual conference. It's great to work with You Can Play, given the numerous equity, diversity, and inclusion values shared by You Can Play and NIRSA. Let's please welcome Brian Kitts.
Thank you so much for the chance to be here tonight. Pam and Bill, I really appreciate it. I get to do a little bit of double duty tonight. I get to represent a couple of groups. The first is actually the city of Denver. My day job is working for the mayor's office in an agency that oversees sports, arts, and cultural programs here in the city. I'm going to put in a shameless plug for one of the venues that I get to work with, which is Red Rocks Amphitheater. Thank you. It is a world-famous music venue, but it's also one of the most spectacular places that you can ever work out. So if you have a free morning, don't ditch the one on Tuesday. But if you've got a chance, it's a quick 25-minute drive from the convention center, and you can work out at 6,200 feet. Running those stairs is really hard, but I promise you will never see a better gym. The second group that I get to represent tonight is the You Can Play project. You Can Play was founded in a bar over at the University of Denver, not far from here. That's for DU or the bar. It was founded by three guys who loved sports, but hated the way that sports treated our gay family, our friends, and teammates. We started You Can Play to change the culture of locker rooms and sports venues by promoting a simple message. An athlete should be recognized for his or her heart, commitment, and contribution to a team or a sport, not by sexual orientation or gender identity. If you can play, you can play. As Pam said, we've got relationships with the NHL, Major League Soccer, the NFL, and many others. Tonight, the NHL is wrapping up Hockey is for Everyone Month. This includes You Can Play and provides an ambassador, a professional athlete who will reach out to the LGBT community and provides a message that the NHL teams, all 31 of them, will welcome a gay athlete. It's the first time in the history of professional sports that that sort of LGBTQ athlete alliance has existed. Thank you. We've spoken in front of the United Nations, and last month we were given the International Olympic Committee's Award for Sports Beyond Borders. I tell you this because, and some of you already know this, the first national organization that we presented to was NIRSA. We showed up at the NIRSA conference in Las Vegas, not knowing quite what to expect, but the session at NIRSA gave us important feedback, and it showed us that there was a chance to talk about LGBTQ sports advocacy at the university and college level. Pretty soon, You Can Play had You Can Play videos from all parts of the country, from campus rec departments at Louisiana State and Portland State, and from our friends up the road at Colorado State and the University of Colorado and at UCLA. So, it is with a profound and really deep sense of gratitude that I'm here tonight, not just to thank you all for what you do and for enabling my really poor, at one time, intramural hockey skills. They're still terrible. But for NIRSA's early signal that there's a place for all athletes, including LGBTQ athletes, in the sports that we love. It occurred to me while I was putting these notes together that today is the exact 6th anniversary of the launch of You Can Play. And I can't think of a more appropriate place to spend this time than with people like you who care about sports for everyone. So, on behalf of the mayor's office and the city of Denver, and on behalf of You Can Play and the LGBTQ athletes and the straight allies who we represent, it's a pleasure to thank you for what you do and welcome you to the city of Denver. Thank you.
Thank you, Brian, and congratulations on your anniversary. We are so happy to be here, and thank you for that wonderful welcome and for the good work of You Can Play. For those that are interested in learning more about You Can Play, please go to their website, www.youcanplayproject.org. Our conference wouldn't be what it is today without the contributions of our member volunteers. I'd like to acknowledge some of the key contributors to the success of this year's conference. So let's start with our host committee. The 2018 host committee has gone above and beyond to elevate our path over these next 4 days in the planning and organizing the pre-conference facility tours, the ski trip and snowshoeing adventure, and the NIRSA Community Service Project, and hosting all of us in this great city of Denver. Let's make sure to stop by the host committee table in the D lobby near the registration if you need anything from them. So let's give a big hand to the host committee for what is sure to be an outstanding conference.
We'd also like to recognize our Diamond partners. These partners provide significant support that is a big part of what we're able to offer at this event and year-round. Core Health and Fitness, Life Fitness, Matrix, and Play. In addition to our Diamond partners, we'd also like to recognize our Gold, Silver, and Bronze partners. The support from these partners allows NIRSA to be the leader in collegiate recreation through many of the services we are able to provide to our members and the profession of collegiate recreation. Through their support of professional development offerings and supporting the NIRSA Foundation, these partners are a true asset to NIRSA. Thank you. We also have important conference sponsorship. Conference sponsorship is vital to the success of the conference, and this year's sponsors have helped us elevate our path. Thank you.
In addition to our corporate partners and conference sponsors, What really makes a conference impactful is the engagement of the attendees, and that's all of you here. I'd like to send a special welcome to all those that are first-time conference attendees. Can we see a hand of all those attending their first NIRSA experience? Yeah. Okay, welcome and thank you for being part of the Humans of NIRSA. We know you will benefit from the networking with the colleagues that you will meet here and attending the many great sessions.
Part of the education and networking opportunities at conference come from our partnership with Special Olympics. For the past several years, NIRSA and Special Olympics have been working together to increase inclusive opportunities for people of all abilities through unified sports. Over the last academic year alone, over 100 new unified intramural programs have been initiated on campuses. More recently, 4 NIRSA student officials have been given the opportunity to officiate at the Unified Flag Football Games this summer at the 2018 USA Special Olympic Games in Seattle. We're thrilled to see this partnership continue to grow, using sport as a platform to facilitate inclusion, acceptance, community, and well-being for all. We are honored to have Tim Shriver, Special Olympics Chairman of the Board, as our guest tonight. Tim's impressive portfolio includes work as an educator, activist, film producer, author, and business entrepreneur. In continuing the work of his mother, Special Olympics founder Eunice Kennedy Shriver, Tim continues to prove the power of sports has to unite people from all walks of life. Please join me in welcoming Tim Shriver to the stage.
Thank you, Pam. Good evening, everyone. Thank you, Bill. Thank you, distinguished guests, for all crowding in, standing room only. How exciting to be at the NIRSA conference. I want to thank my colleagues from Special Olympics for joining me. Many states and Canadian Special Olympics leaders are here today. I want to thank and congratulate Brian on your remarkable work with Gay and Lesbian. It was a perfect, in some ways, lead up to what my few minutes here are going to try to express to you. The gratitude of an entire global movement to you. Over 5 million people with intellectual differences compete in Special Olympics events around the world, and they are channeling through me to you. Not just enormous gratitude, but a great hope for the future. Not just enormous gratitude for the 150 campuses who are here tonight, who have started Special Olympics unified sports programs on their campuses. Maybe I could just stop right there and ask all those of you who have been involved in starting already a Special Olympics unified sports program on campus, would you mind standing together with your Special Olympics colleagues? Could I ask all my Special Olympics colleagues to stand? I'd like to give them all a round of applause. Nice. So that's what we get with 150. I'm coming back in 5 years, and this whole room is going to stand up. I hope you're with me. We're gathered here, I think it's fair to say, in a time of great excitement for NIRSA. Our partnership is just 3 years old and already booming. But we're also gathered here in an uncertain time for many of the young people we represent. A time when so many young people are struggling with the anxiety and frustrations and disappointments that are all around them. We see so many movements coming from the voices of young people all around the country, men and women looking for greater justice around issues of sexuality, people of color and people of goodwill trying to recognize the need for justice finally in this country. These voices coming from the bottom up, people, as we've heard already, LGBTQI folks saying, I want inclusion, I want equality, I want dignity. The young people of Marjory Stoneman Douglas High School. No matter where you stand politically, my goodness, the voices coming up from these young people, the demands that they be heard, that they be seen, that there be a new normal not rooted in the past. And I would add to all those voices, to all those movements, to all those calls for justice, the voices of people with intellectual differences who have for centuries been excluded, who have for centuries been told that sport is not for them, that education is not for them, that employment is not for them, that even living in their own community is not for them. Their voices too are rising now. And they're rising through the revolution we think of as inclusion, and they're rising through an uprising through sport. Every movement has its tools. Every movement has its methods. Every movement has its goals. Our method, the method of people with intellectual differences all over the world, is to ask people to allow them to play. And it is a remarkable heart-opening movement that changes the life course for everyone involved simply by starting young at 2 and 3 and playing in young athletes programs in elementary school and middle school and high school, and yes, now in recreation and intramural and club sports programs around the United States. Inviting colleges and universities to be places that say to those with intellectual disabilities who have been on the margins for centuries, you are welcome on our campus, come to our fields, we will play together, and we will prove to the world that equality means something to us. So, thank you. If we can go to the slide, I actually have material I'm supposed to cover that's not, it's not any of that, but anyway, I just got carried away. Thank God the timer's not on. Okay, so we're celebrating 50 years. 50 years since 1968, the Special Olympics movement, born in Chicago in 1968 amidst violence all over this country, is rededicating itself this year, in its 50th anniversary year, to a new future. A new future where we see the power of sport not just to help people with intellectual disabilities, not just to do a service to people with intellectual disabilities, but now to think of an inclusion revolution, a non-violent revolution of hearts and minds all over this country, thinking first about inclusion, recognizing that inclusion is a life skill. Learning inclusion from their peers who have been excluded, but whose open hearts and willing sporting attitudes make it possible for them, to all of us, to become part of this inclusion revolution. Now, if you need any validators for this, if we could go to the next slide, let me suggest that there could be none better than your own Stan. Where are you, Stan? Where's Stan? I can't see him. Stand up, Stan Shingles. You're not yesterday's news, come on. But Stan's quote there is important. The words I like the most are breaking down barriers. You know, when we put these unified sports programs, when you guys put them on your campuses, you will break down barriers some of you don't even know exist. Some of you have never seen. Some of you never even realized were there. We will break down barriers together, and the benefits will flow both ways, not just for people with intellectual disabilities, but it'll be a lesson from them to each and every person on your campus. On the next slide, here's where we want to go. At 50 years, we want to go to a nice picture of me. No. We're at about 15,000 students on campuses today, competing in Special Olympics unified sports together with their peers with intellectual differences. Our 5-year goal is to take that number from 15,000 to 50,000, from 150 campuses to every campus represented in the NIRSA community. And some will say, well, that's an awfully large number. Personally, I think it's too low. I think we should be even more ambitious. This is not expensive. It's not bureaucratically overwhelming. It's not, maybe we need a little more gym time or a little more pool time or a little more field time. But if we can't figure this out, even more quickly than these numbers suggest, I say shame on us. That's what the young people are asking us to do, to recognize that now the demands are more urgent, that what was normal is no longer tolerable. If it doesn't make sense, let's end it. So let's hit 50,000 young people involved in unified sports at a minimum. And if you want inspiration, let's look at the next slide. Here's Ryan Johnson. Ryan grew up with special needs, went to a school, special ed, tried out for the sports teams. Guess what he was told? No kids with special ed on the team. Okay, Ryan's dream was to play quarterback for Alabama. Ryan's dream came true. Ryan is now the quarterback of the University of Alabama's unified sports flag football team. And Ryan Johnson deserves to be able to say that he is the quarterback of the Crimson Tide. You go into the Chick-fil-A where Ryan works, and he'll tell you, I'm the quarterback of the University of Alabama. And it used to be when he started there, everybody was like, what, how could that guy be the quarterback? Now everybody comes in, everybody's like, let's get your picture taken with Ryan after you order your chicken. He was told, not on our team. He is saying, oh, yes, I can. Oh, yes, I can. And it's not just about Ryan, it's about everybody he meets. It's about all of us who have the great joy and the benefit of being a small part of his life. Let me close by again thanking you for these few minutes to share with you our story, our hope, our dream. Let me close with a little recruitment letter. I want to underscore that this is our time. This is our time. We cannot tolerate exclusion any longer. We should not tolerate exclusion any longer. And I think together, NIRSA and Special Olympics can make it come to reality that we will not tolerate exclusion any longer. Thank you all very much. Here's your recruitment.
Let's do it. Thank you, Tim. We look forward to a long and successful partnership with Special Olympics. As a reminder, we have a unified sports opportunity, tennis, in our expo hall. Check guidebook for more info and the times that you can go down and participate. There are many things that make the annual conference special, and one of them is the participation of our active dignitaries who connect us to our history and the journey we've made since our founding in 1950. I would like you to help me welcome and recognize the following honored guests who are in attendance at our 2018 annual conference. Ms. Lee Wasson, the wife of our founder, Dr. William Wasson, and Lee's daughter, Marcia Shelton. Mr. Horace Moody Jr., son of founder Horace Moody. Mr. Paul Wilson, NIRSA historian, and his wife Charlotte. I am honored that you are here, and we thank you for your continued support of NIRSA and the love you share with us at each NIRSA reunion. Our next presenter is going to give you a quick rundown of what to expect during the conference this week. This is going to be really fast. Pay attention and don't blink. Please welcome Marty Dempsey from the University of Florida.
Hello, everybody, and welcome again to the 2018 NIRSA opening session here in beautiful Denver, Colorado. Over the next couple of minutes, I'm going to talk to you about many of the great events that you can look forward to this coming week. Our host committee has put together a fantastic week of events. Okay, so we're going to go through them very, very quickly. Everything that I'm going to talk about here tonight is available for you in your conference program, which is available as in past years in multiple different ways, including a paper copy as well as through the NIRSA Guidebook app. All of our conference evaluations will be sent through the NIRSA Guidebook app. Don't get yourself in a conundrum this week by it's not staying organized. That is one of the best tips to keep yourself on track to make sure you don't miss out on any of the sessions you're looking to hit. There's plenty of help throughout. Find any NIRSA volunteer that can help you throughout the week. Let's talk about some statistics. We have over 2,600 members that are here, about a 2-to-1 ratio between professionals and students. We have 575 institutions represented spanning 6 different countries. We have over 500 first-time attendees, so welcome again. 160 exhibitors at the Expo Hall tomorrow, and 130 different conference presentations with over 250 presenters lending their time and talent to our NIRSA field. Last but not least, we celebrate some of our NIRSA All-Stars as we present 107 different awards throughout the week. Now, the fun never stops here at NIRSA as we have a couple of socials each and every night, starting with tonight right after the opening general session, with the Small College and Community College social, as well as the Canadian social, which is right next door, right next to this ballroom. Students, come out to the Student Member Connection meeting tomorrow, starting at 10:30 a.m., and then there's going to be one event that you don't want to miss this week. It's the Take a Student to Lunch program. Professionals and students will team up to build connections, and professionals, treating those students to lunch. The Student Lounge is available across the hallway here, outside of this ballroom throughout the week. And don't forget about the Talk to a Pro sessions. Educational sessions start bright and early at 8 o'clock tomorrow morning. Sessions are filled up and they are sorted by one or more of these core competencies that you see on the board. There will be a research hour tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. as well as poster presentations done by your NIRSA colleagues, and a general session hosted tomorrow afternoon where several of our colleagues will talk about building a culture of well-being on our campuses. A couple of invited speakers that I want to mention are Dr. Anne-Marie Klotz, who she'll be here talking about how to be an exceptional supervisor, as well as a new superpower in higher education. And Jason Zeck is the Chief Risk and Compliance Officer at UCLA. He'll be here to talk about a couple of different sessions related to risk management. Stop by the Expo tomorrow starting at 4 o'clock p.m. 160 exhibitors will be there. They'll be giving out free promotional materials as well as apparel, talking to you about anything from equipment to supplies to facility design to maintenance. There's a ton of other really great reasons to stop by the Expo as well, including pick up your Padfolio at the NIRSA booth. Come and support the Unified Sports Experience. Come and participate in the Hoop Shoot, the free coffee hour, and the t-shirt exchange. Last but not least, make sure you pick up your meal voucher from the registration table on Tuesday morning and redeem it at the concession stands at the Expo Tuesday afternoon. You see on the board ways to stay engaged with the association, including the Student Member Connection meeting, annual meeting of the members, and the Regional Member Network Connection meeting hosted throughout the conference. The foundation is going to be heavily involved throughout with lots of different events, including a silent auction for things like the NIRSA quilt and a couple of new items, including Star Wars and Stranger Things paintings, and as well as the Mark Fletcher 5K event on Wednesday morning. The Career Services Center, formerly known as the COC, will be open and available all week for those of you that may be looking and searching for jobs in the field. Get resume advice and practice your interview techniques, or come to an institutional presentation for those of us that currently have jobs available. Finally, the CSC will also have mini sessions with focus on career building skills. Early risers, we've got great events for you this week. At 6:30 a.m., we've got an early morning workout at the Expo on Tuesday morning and the Mark Fletcher Fun Run on Wednesday morning. Now, we've got a brand new event for you as well. If you want to sleep in, it is the Mark Fletcher In My Dreams virtual run and sleep in fundraiser. You can set your own PR with that. On Monday night, we have an action-packed full night with the Expo opening at 4 p.m. The Lee Wasson People of Color Social at 7 o'clock p.m. that evening, and then cap it all off that evening as we go out to Sports Authority Field at Mile High Stadium, home of the Denver Broncos, for the all-conference social. You'll get exquisite views of the stadium as well as the city, and maybe practice a few dance moves with some of your NIRSA colleagues. Tuesday night, the fun and memories continue as the LGBTQI and Friends Social begins at 6:30 p.m. or come out to and visit the rest of Denver and explore the great city. On Wednesdays, our final day of the conference, and we will have our general closing session with 6-time Emmy Award-winning writer and comedian Ross Schaefer as our keynote speaker, and then the granddaddy of them all as we present our NIRSA Honor Award to Vicki Highstreet of the University of Nebraska-Lincoln. Vicki has been an inspiration and a mentor to many professionals and students over her career. We want to thank you, Vicki, for all that you've done. Here's a quick recap of everything that we have going on at the conference. Don't forget to sign up for your spot at the NIRSA Honor Award Banquet before noon on Tuesday. Now, this is the part of the show where Dave Peters would normally give you his weather report. I'm not quite Dave, so I can't give it to you like that, but I've broken it down for you like this. We're going to have some people that are used to this kind of weather, and this is how they might be feeling this week. And then people like me, who this might be the coldest that we get all year long, we get this up here on the board. So, in all actuality, it's going to be a phenomenal week. It'll be in the 40s and 50s as the high. It'll be in the 20s for the low. Now, at this time, I get to turn it over. I have the privilege of announcing Eric Stein. He's the NIRSA Foundation president. He is here to celebrate all of the great work that our NIRSA members are doing through the foundation. Folks, it is family reunion time. Welcome to NIRSA 2018. Have a great conference, everybody. Good night.
Thank you, Marty. You're amazing, and hello, everyone. The NIRSA Foundation is thrilled to elevate your path here in Denver. I would like to kick off this conference by saying thank you. Thanks to all our donors, both individuals and corporate partners. Because of you, 2017 was an amazing year for the NIRSA Foundation, and that's something that we should celebrate, just like the song. Let me kick off the evening with a big thank you to our corporate sponsors, Woodway, Sports Imports, Matrix, and Core Health and Fitness. And our corporate contributors, Life Fitness and Technogym. And our Match Challenge donors, Hughes Group Architects on Giving Tuesday, and Zoom on the Student Officials Campaign. You bring out the competitive nature of our members in the best ways possible. Thank you for all of your partnerships. Your generosity elevates the path that is campus recreation. When you donate, you provide opportunities for our NIRSA family through our 4 field of interest funds, which are research, student officials development, scholarship, and leadership. Here's a snapshot of what you made happen in 2017. In 2017, we provided $60,000 towards NIRSA research initiatives that provide you the valuable information you need to support your work. The President's Award for the Article of Distinction in the RSJ is determined annually by a vote of the individuals who serve on the Recreational Sports Journal editorial board. The recipients of the 2018 Recreational Sports Journal Article of Distinction are Christopher Stankowski, Nate Trativan, and Stacy Hall. Let's give Christopher, Nate, and Stacy a round of applause for their outstanding work to help us better understand male and female constraints to student recreation center use. Thank you very much. We all know that well-trained student officials make for great games, but the real impact extends off the field and off the court. Student officials development creates professional colleagues with increased leadership, conflict resolution, and critical thinking. Because of your 2017 donations in 2018, we were able to award more full registration scholarships and stipends, 69, an all-time record. Thank you, NIRSA. "19 scholarships to professional members. In addition, 10 professionals received J. Michael Dunn Awards to attend pre-conference workshops. Quite amazing. 43 scholarships were awarded to students. In addition, 28 students received awards to attend the Michael J. Dunn Student Professional Development Pre-Conference Workshop. Again, another amazing accomplishment. And thank you again to Core Health and Fitness for providing 7 travel stipends. And that extra one is for our newest region, Canada. Scholarship and stipend recipients, please stand and be recognized. NIRSA, our family, our future, is standing before us. Congratulations, please stand. Because of the generosity of the NIRSA family, the NIRSA Foundation has been able to create great opportunities. But we are also able to achieve these opportunities because of the vision that NIRSA members brought to the NIRSA Foundation. In 2013, the NIRSA Foundation Board of Directors awarded the first NIRSA Foundation Leadership Award to be presented annually to a NIRSA member who has made exceptional contributions and provided leadership to the mission of the NIRSA Foundation over a sustained period of time. The 28th recipient of the NIRSA Foundation Leadership Award is Loretta Capra. Loretta's compassion, committed loyalty, and moral values, high ethical standard, and caring spirit is why she was chosen this year. I know you were just standing, but how about one more time? Let's give it up. Loretta has provided an exceptional model in providing her time, talent, and treasures to support the foundation, to support all of us through her work. She's been an incredible NIRSA Foundation ambassador and has been instrumental in sharing her own story about the importance of giving back to the association. Laura has been a continuous donor since 1994 and was one of our first cornerstone monthly donors. Loretta served on the Foundation Board of Directors for 8 years and has been involved with numerous foundation activities over the years as both a volunteer and a participant. And despite being retired, Loretta continues to be a strong advocate for the NIRSA Foundation Legacy Society, and in fact is currently leading the Legacy Society Committee to help foster the long-term future of our NIRSA family. NIRSA colleagues, please join me in recognizing and congratulating the 2018 NIRSA Foundation Leadership Award recipient, Loretta Capra from nearby Colorado State University, Fort Collins. One common thread of our NIRSA Foundation Leadership Award recipient is that they've always embraced the fun parts of fundraising. Please follow their lead and join in on this year's fun activities. As so nicely described, the Mark Fletcher Fun Run, and if that's too early for you, the In My Dreams virtual run, Sleep In Fundraiser, and a silent auction featuring a quilt handcrafted by Mrs. Lee Mama Watson and friends. Why not? Give it up. Come out and have fun with us, and all the proceeds come back to the NIRSA family. I've been a member of NIRSA since 1975, and my peers and I have come to think of this organization as part of our family. And we are excited to see the next generations and what talent and insight you share with the profession. We hope you will see NIRSA as your professional family, and the friendships that you make here will carry you throughout your career and beyond. Okay, all of you who have been here in the field for 1 to 10 years, please stand up quickly if you've been here between 1 and 10 years so we can see who you are. Recognizing that you are the future that we are looking to help plan for those who follow you. Please consider making a gift at this conference this year. Our conference goal for 2018 is to continue to support you with increased opportunities for scholarship, research, student officials development, and leadership. Our conference goal is 500 individual donors to raise $81,000, and I would like to announce a very special opportunity to elevate our path, and then I will be done. Darcy and Bob Bingham have issued a very special match challenge. They will make a gift of $5,000 to the NIRSA Foundation if we can celebrate NIRSA 2018 with 118 monthly donors. We currently have 76 monthly donors and hope that 43 more of you will enroll in this sustainable giving program as I did this morning. Please visit with the foundation table. We'd love to say thank you to you in person, stick a ribbon on your badge, and give you a big high five. Thank you, and back to you, Bill and Pam. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Eric. Congratulations to our scholarship recipients, and congratulations, Chris, Nate, Stacy, and again, Loretta. One of the ways we celebrate the values and creativity of our members is through the recognition of outstanding sport facilities, as well as the creativity shown in marketing of the programs that happens within those facilities. It is now my pleasure to recognize the Outstanding Sport Facilities Awards presented by Acer Flooring, followed by the Creative Excellence Awards. Please enjoy this visual recognition.
Congratulations to the following recipients of the NIRSA Outstanding Sports Facilities Awards, presented by Acer Sports Flooring, Recreation Center, Louisiana State University, HOK, and Grace Hebert Architects. North Recreation Center, The Ohio State University, Aycock Associates Architects, and HKS Architects. Hamel Student Recreation Center and Outdoor Pool, University of New Hampshire, HG Architects. Student Recreation Center Expansion and Renovation, Texas A&M University, Marmon Mock Architecture. Gary M. Summers Recreation Center, Washington University in St. Louis, Hastings and Chivetta Architects, and Bolin Sawinski Jackson. Recreation Center, Grand Valley State University, Hastings and Chivetta Architects, and Integrated Architecture. Half Acre Recreation and Wellness Center, University of Wyoming, Tobin and Associates PC, and Olson Lavoie Collaborative. Intramural Recreation Building, Pennsylvania State University, Moody Nolan Inc., and AP Architects LLC. Mashoof Wellness Center, San Francisco State University, WRNS Studio, and Brailsford and Dunleavy Incorporated. Congratulations to all our winners. Congratulations to the following recipients of the NIRSA Creative Excellence Awards. For the category of Audiovisual Promotion, Swoop Camp, University of Utah. For the category of Comprehensive Brochure and Facility Publication, Campus Rec Guidebook, Colorado State University. For the category of Integrated Marketing Campaign, ASUW Shell House, The Next 100 Years, University of Washington, Seattle. For the category of Large-Scale Signage, Wolf Experience Artwork, University of West Georgia. For the category of Programming Publication, Adventure WV, West Virginia University. For the category of Social Media Campaign, July Photo Challenge, University of Florida. For the category of Student Digital Presentation, Everyday Champions Video, Florida State University. For the category of Student Publication, Campus Rec Guidebook, Colorado State University. For the category of Website, WashU Rec Website, Washington University in St. Louis. Congratulations to all our winners.
Well, I can sum that up in one word: wow. Congratulations to everyone recognized for their outstanding sports facilities as well as for the excellence in creative marketing. Another award we would like to recognize today is the NIRSA Research and Assessment Award. This award is given annually to a professional, graduate student, or a research group. The 2018 NIRSA Research and Assessment Award recognizes Jacob Tingle, Trinity University, Dan Hazlett, Georgia Tech, and April Flint, Emory University, for their outstanding efforts and services in advancing research and assessment in the field of collegiate recreation. Thank you for elevating our research. The presentation of the awards will happen at the conclusion of the opening general session to the right of the stage, my left. Congratulations to you all.
This year, for the first time, a NIRSA member will be honored with the Sarah Fain Distinguished Service Award. This award recognizes a NIRSA Championship Series volunteer who embodies the spirit of Sarah Fain, a longtime NIRSA member and Championship Series leader who passed away last year. A highly respected member of the intramural community, Sarah had been part of the campus recreation and intramurals department at Georgia Southern since 2002. She was active in extramural tournaments across the United States for over 2 decades and was part of the NIRSA Championship Series since its inception in 2006. She served as tournament director or a committee director at over a dozen national championship events in flag football and basketball. Most recently, she was part of the Champ Series executive team. Sarah was recognized by NIRSA with an annual service award in 2014 for her many contributions to the series. Known for her masterful organizational skills, Sarah could always bring calmness to the sometimes chaotic tournament days. But most of all, her colleagues remember her for her positive spirit. Sarah became a mentor for dozens of tournament committee members and volunteers over the years, inspiring many to elevate their service to NIRSA, the Championship Series, and its thousands of participants. Sarah was an amazing colleague, mentor, and friend to many NIRSA members. We will continue to honor her each year by recognizing fellow members that embody her spirit for service with the Sarah Fain Distinguished Service Award. In its inaugural year, NIRSA and the NIRSA Services Corporation are proud to honor Dan Hazlett from Georgia Tech University. As the first chair of the NIRSA Champ Series, Dan provided strong leadership, and the guiding principles and framework for the series itself were pioneered. Dan's been an active volunteer for NIRSA, hosting regional and national tournaments, serving on series work teams, and most recently, completing a 2-part research study that they just won an award for, and co-authoring 2 Rec Sports Journal articles on professional development that occurs through volunteerism in the NIRSA Champ Series. Dan will be presented with the Sarah Fain Distinguished Service Award later this evening at the NSC Thank You reception for his significant contributions and extraordinary dedication to the NIRSA Championship Series. Congratulations, Dan. Next, I'd like to introduce the sponsor of tonight's opening general session, Kent Stevens, Executive Vice President for Matrix Fitness. Kent was one of the first 2 employees at the start of the Matrix brand in 2001, and over the past 16 years, he's helped develop Matrix into one of the world's premier and fastest growing commercial fitness brands. Please welcome Kent Stevens.
Thank you. Matrix is truly honored to be a longtime member and supporter of NIRSA and the NIRSA Foundation. Matrix has been the fastest growing commercial fitness brand over the past 10 years. We're now one of the top 3 largest. And campus recreation has been an integral piece of the tremendous growth we've had. So I'd like to also sincerely thank all of you out there who have entrusted Matrix on your campuses. And if you haven't done that yet, please come see us at the exhibit hall. But now here's a short video that actually is going to show you one of our latest innovations, our Matrix S-Force Performance Trainer. tell you what, you are going to want to get on that piece. It is outstanding. And thank you again for making 2017 a tremendous year for Matrix on the college campuses. And be sure over the next couple days to visit the Expo Hall starting tomorrow at 4 o'clock and also on Tuesday. And please stop by and see us at Matrix. Now I'd like to welcome onto the stage Walter Colas, Chair-elect of the Conference Program Committee, who's going to introduce tonight's keynote speaker.
Good evening. It's my honor to introduce tonight's opening general session speaker. While reviewing speakers for the 2018 NIRSA conference, the program committee was looking for a speaker that would inspire us to elevate our path and overcome challenges in our careers, even if we're stuck between a rock and a hard place. Growing up in Ohio and Indiana before moving to Colorado with his family in 1987, Aaron Ralston had little exposure to the wild outdoors. But by the time he hiked into a remote area of Utah's canyon country in April of 2003, he was an experienced outdoorsman out for a walk in the woods. 7 miles into the canyon that day, Aaron accidentally dislodged a boulder that crushed and pinned his right hand. After 6 days of entrapment alone, he freed himself with a cheap multi-tool knife and hiked to a miraculous rescue. Since the amputation, Aaron has written an internationally best-selling book, Between a Rock and a Hard Place, spoken to hundreds of audiences around the world, and interviewed with Tom Brokaw, David Letterman, and Jay Leno. With new prosthetic arms he designed, Aaron returned to his outdoor passions. He finished climbing Colorado's 59 14ers in winter solo. He skied from the summit of Denali, North America's highest mountain, and he's led rafting expeditions through the Grand Canyon. Today, Aaron lives in Boulder, where he advocates for wilderness protection and where he has embarked on his biggest adventure yet, raising his 2 children, Leo and Elizabetta. 127 Hours, the major motion picture adaptation of his book, was nominated for 6 Oscars. Aaron's only disappointment was that the soundtrack did not have enough songs by his favorite band, Fish. Let's watch the trailer.
Good morning, everyone. It is 7 o'clock here in Canyonland, USA.
Hey, Aaron. Mom still has not heard from you. Will you just call her, please? I'll talk to you soon.
And this morning, on the Boulder, we have a very special guest, Aaron Ralston!
Oh gosh, it's a real pleasure to be here. Thank you. Oh, thank you. Hey! You lost? I'm a guide? What'd he say? See, I'm something of a big and hard hero.
All you have to remember is that everything will be okay.
Oh my God! Are you okay, Aaron?
Come on! You gotta come down here!
It's been nice knowing you, man.
I can do everything on my own.
See ya!
Bye. I don't think we figured in his day at all.
Hey there, Aaron.
Is it true you didn't tell anyone where you were going? Oops. This marks 24 hours of being stuck. I've been chipping away. I'm gonna keep warm than anything. I have about 150 milliliters of water left, which should keep me alive till tomorrow night, if I'm lucky. So that's it. Mom, Dad, I haven't appreciated you as I know that I could. I love you guys, and I'll always be with you. Do not give up.
Okay. Aaron, thank you for sharing your story with us, and I'm still reflecting on it. Your adversities and your triumphs. The meaning of your message will surely elevate the path of everyone here. Now, I promise everyone, we are almost done, and we're about to conclude this opening general session. Thank you for sharing these 2+ hours together. This has been the perfect start to our conference. I now invite all of tonight's award winners up front to the right of the stage, my left, to receive your awards tonight. And in closing, I make a personal challenge to each and every one of us over these next few days. Elevate your networking, elevate your learning, elevate your thinking, elevate your experience, elevate your conference. Thank you, everyone. Now go out and elevate your path, NIRSA 2018.